Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and welcome back to another pregnancy update video. If you're a regular subscriber of mine, hi, hello, it's nice to see you again after 4 weeks I think it's been. If you are new here, my name is Amy, I'm 29, I'm from Essex, I'm a mum to a little boy called Brodie. He will be 3 in July, and I'm also due our second baby boy, also in July. If you do like this video and you like what you see, please make sure you subscribe and stick around for future videos. I would love to have you here. Going straight into this video, this is going to be my 20 to 24 week pregnancy updates. I was planning on doing these every 2 weeks, but because of the current circumstances, obviously everywhere in the world right now, we're all on lockdown, especially in the UK. We are fully locked down because of the whole C word. I don't want to say it. But yeah, we have actually been ill ourselves, and we're not sure if we had it or not. So, and plus being in lockdown hasn't really, and we've been working from home. So we've been ill, we're in lockdown, and we're all working from home with a 2-year-old and being pregnant. It's been a bit of a nightmare, to be honest. We've only just started this week to get into a bit of a routine. So yeah, that is why I haven't uploaded really in the last 4 weeks. Purely because of that reason, I have not had time to film. I've made notes on my phone, so I'm just going to gradually go through week by week of the main updates. There's not a lot really that has happened. I feel like in your second trimester, especially towards the end, not a lot changes and not a lot happens. But yeah, I'll try and update you as much as I can. So let's get into this video. So starting off with week 20 to 21. I'd say week 20/week 21. This is where my low blood pressure kind of started to level out a little bit. I haven't really experienced any of those kind of dizzy spells that I previously spoke about in my other update videos. I'll link those below if you did want to catch up. But I really feel like around then is when it kind of leveled out, which I'm very pleased about because I've never suffered with low blood pressure before, and it was absolutely awful. I hated that feeling, absolutely hated it. Every now and again, normally in the morning when I get up and I haven't really had breakfast yet, I kind of feel a little bit lightheaded, but nothing. Like, I can go out and I feel fine now. Like, whereas before I was on the train on the way home from work and I literally was about to pass out. That has kind of leveled off. So that was literally the only update I had for week 20 and 21 because nothing really changed. So moving on to week 22. So week 22 is when we all got ill in this household. I turned 22 weeks and we come down with a high fever, cough, flu symptoms, body aches, everything. I actually started off with the cough, which makes me think that I did have the virus. Brodie also had it as well. Sam didn't get it as bad as me and Brodie, but I was definitely the worst one. Probably because I am pregnant and my immune system is obviously a lot lower now. But I've never been that ill before in my life. I cannot remember ever being that ill. I started off with the cough, then I got like a little bit of a snotty nose, like a cold, and then the temperature. Oh my god, the fever. My temperature went up to 40.1 one night. I couldn't get through to NHS 111, so I tried Maternity Triage. Got through to them, and midwife, absolutely wonderful, cannot fault Maternity Triage. The reason why I did call Maternity Triage was because the baby was moving so much. Like, he went crazy. Like, for 2 days he did not stop moving. And they say reduced movements, but I also say increased movements as well. So I called just to be on the safe side. But they did reassure me that when you do have a fever, the baby can move a little bit more. So that is something to keep in mind if you are watching this. I didn't know that. So yeah, if you do have a fever, apparently babies can move a little bit more. They couldn't tell me to go in purely because they didn't know if I had the virus or not. So very understandable. They did call me back every half an hour for around 3 hours. So she really did help me. She kept asking me to set my temperature. She was just keeping track of me. We did get my temperature down to around 38 point something with paracetamol, but it just kept spiking, constantly spiking. And yeah, so she ended up telling me to call NHS 111. I finally got through to them after about half an hour. Understandably, there's like a whole pandemic going on, so you're not going to expect to get through straight away. But they said someone will call me back. Didn't say when. This was actually 6 o'clock in the evening, and I woke up about 2 o'clock in the morning and checked my phone, and I'd had a missed call around 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning, and it was just a courtesy call to say, sorry you waited so long, blah 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 blah, but someone will be in touch with you soon. And they finally called me at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'd just got to sleep, so I missed that call. and they said they was closing the case because I didn't answer the phone. Luckily the next day my fever did go down and I did start to improve and I did start to feel better, but I just thought that was a bit of, like, I'm pregnant. I was 5 months pregnant at the time. I've got a fever, I've got the cough, and you're closing the call and you haven't even spoken to me. I was a little bit disappointed about that, to be honest. But anyway, that's story of being ill out of the way. I won't go into any more detail because I kind of want to forget about it. It was awful. When I turned 23 weeks, after I just started to recover from the flu, I got an ear infection. I don't know if it was because off the back of what I had the previous week, it had gone to my ear, but I still am suffering with this now. And I did go to the doctors and I did get drops purely because I was in so much pain. The pressure in my ear, oh my god. I've never been that ill before with the flu, and I've never had an ear infection. I've always been quite a kind of healthy person. I get colds, I suffer with allergies, and that is it. Like, that is it. I have never had infections or anything like that. I've got drops for that, but I couldn't hear out of this ear for a good week and a half. I've only just recently, in the last few days, got my hearing back. So yeah, it's going well in this pregnancy. I don't think I actually want to have another one after this pregnancy. Also, at 23 weeks, I had an internal scan at the hospital. Now, this was very, very weird. This was a very weird experience. I was actually fine to go because I'd done my self-isolation. So I was fine to go. This was about 23 and a half, nearly 24 weeks. So I'd done, like, I think it worked out 14 days I'd been in isolation for. So I was completely fine to go. But I did have to go alone, which I'm not too fussed about. I do understand how people pregnant with their first babies are finding this difficult because it's your first time, but because this is my second pregnancy and I completely understand why you have to go alone, so I wasn't fussed about that. But the whole hospital just had such a weird vibe. I've never experienced anything like it. It was completely dead, whereas our hospital especially is always a jam-packed. There was hardly anyone there and the vibe was just so weird. But I got there, obviously you had to sanitize your hands. They had boxes marked out on the floor where you had to stand and all that. But yeah, the scan went well. This was to check the blood flow to the baby and to check my cervix to make sure I'm not at risk of going into premature labour because of my low papae. She did say everything did look fine. She didn't really give me many details, but I am going to have a consultant appointment in 3 weeks time, so hopefully I'll find out a little bit more then. But as it stands, she said everything looks normal and everything looks fine. So I was literally in and out, which was great because I didn't really want to stay there that long. But yeah, I'm glad that everything was fine for that scan because I've been really worrying about that. And hopefully he's going to stay put until full term. I really don't care if I go over this time. I've already decided I'm not going to have a sweep. I would rather be induced, purely because of my whole labour with Brodie. I think I had 2 sweeps with Brodie, and I feel like because I got forced to go into labour, kind of, if that's the right way to put it, that's why my labour didn't progress much, because it wasn't supposed to happen. So yeah, I don't want to have a sweep. If I go over, I go over. I just hope he stays in until full term. The main symptoms I've been having especially the last week or so, number 1, heartburn. I had heartburn with my first pregnancy with Brodie. Awful. I feel like I've got it worse this pregnancy, but maybe I forgot about how bad it was in my first. Yeah, I'm on Gaviscon, the Gaviscon double action one, the pink one, I'm on that. And milk. Milk is really good. I do try to have a small little glass of milk before I take the Gaviscon, because milk does help. If you are struggling with heartburn, do try milk. But if milk doesn't help it, then definitely Gaviscon all the way. And number 2, constipation. Oh my god. I didn't have constipation as bad as this. It's a bit TMI, but I didn't have it as bad as I do now in this pregnancy that I did with my first. So I have been trying to eat a little bit more fibre-rich foods and drinking a lot more water, which has helped, thank God. But I was in so much pain. It's not something that many people talk about, and fingers crossed it's getting better now because I am eating better and I'm drinking a lot more water. I have also started taking Pregnacare again. Because I'm over my sickness, I feel like I can take it now and it ain't going to make me feel sick. Whereas in the first and the beginning of the second trimester, every time I took it, it made me feel worse. But so far, so good. I just thought, we're stuck in lockdown. I may as well start off some nice little healthy habits. Could do with the extra vitamins being pregnant, and they do say you should really take it the whole way through. So yeah, I've started that. I'm still taking my aspirin as well. So I've got my little tablet box that I got a few weeks ago, and I put my aspirin and my Pregnacare in, and I make sure I take that every day. I have also, while in lockdown, taken up pregnancy yoga. I've briefly did yoga a few years ago, but nothing crazy, but other than that I've never really tried it, and I've never done pregnancy yoga. So one day I was just on Instagram and I see, is it Casey Batchelor? I think that's how you say her name. She actually runs a whole yoga website, and she does pregnancy yoga on there. So I paid $29.99 for a 3-month subscription, which I thought was great. And I've been doing that about 4 to 5 times a week, and it's great. Brodie gets involved with me. It's really, really calming, really relaxing, and it really does strengthen you, and it just opens everything up, like your back. My back, I've suffered with my back anyway from my first pregnancy, but I feel like it's really, really helped, and it's really helped calm my anxiety, because I have been suffering with such bad anxiety throughout this whole pandemic, because we don't know what's going to happen. Obviously, pregnant ladies with, well, can we have a birthing partner? Is it going to stay that way? We don't know. Are we going to have to give birth alone? We don't know. It causes a lot of anxiety, and I really feel like this has really helped. So if you are pregnant and you've never tried pregnancy yoga, I really, really do recommend it. I'll leave a link below to Casey's website. It's really, really good. I think there's 7 workouts in the pregnancy program, and I've tried 2 of them so far, just to get used to it, and I think I'm going to move on to number 3 soon. So yeah, I'll keep you updated on how that's all going. I have also started to get prepared. Thank God we can still online shop, otherwise I would have nothing for this kid. I do have some stuff left over from Brodie, but the majority of it I did need to buy new, like vests and things, and just like personalised stuff. I really wanted to make sure I get all that. So luckily I've got some stuff, and I've started to get prepared. I've started organising all the drawers with all his clothes and stuff like that. We have also decided 100% on his name. We should have, because I've bought personalised stuff with it on. But yeah, I'm not going to share that until he's born, but obviously our close family and friends know, but I'm not going to share it publicly until he's born. But I have bought some blankets and some like little plaques and things to take to the hospital to have some pictures with his name on. So his name is set in stone. That is everything that I need to update you on the last 4 weeks of this pregnancy. I don't think there's anything else. Nope. I don't think so. Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure you give it a big thumbs up in usual fashion, and make sure you hit the red button below to subscribe, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys!
Be alright, yeah, I know we'll be alright. We are closing in on heaven, and I know we'll be alright. Be alright.